People deluded. I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all in good spirits. Now, Arsenal's under 18s, our FA Youth Cup journey is over, people. It's gutting. Apologies for the late upload. As you lot can tell, the Premier League schedule and everything has been manic, but young players is my bread and butter. I love to watch the players of tomorrow. And as I said, Liverpool, Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. We got a goal. We messed up the clean sheet. We saved a tiny bit of face there. But really and truly, we were out-muscled, outclassed, outmatched across every department. And we lost to the better team, people. I'm disappointed because I feel all of our players, when we leave that field, we would have all felt we could have contributed a bit more, could have all felt we could have offered a bit more, especially the run we've been in the FA Youth Cup. I really thought we could get past Liverpool and win this. Like, I still maintain next year we can go again. Ideally, you don't want to see any of these players at under 18s level next year. You're hoping Mondeweez, Amari Hutchinson, Brooke at right back, and a couple more can kick on Charlie Patino, who played no part. We could have done with him. Can't use Miguel Aziz next year as well. It's gonna be gutting, and you'd imagine. I hope in the long term these guys that I've mentioned step up to the 23s, and hopefully they play in the FA Youth Cup. But in an ideal world, got nothing to do with it because they're progressing. I really thought we had a chance, man. We ain't won this since Jack Wilshere's time, but I felt we had a chance either way it was in our day. Going into it, it's a good occasion for the boys. This is the beautiful thing I like about the FA Youth Cup is I do think you can learn lessons at under 18s level. Like you've seen at times, our under 18s are good, but we make some naive mistakes. They're a very young bunch of squad players. They're very good as well. It's a good opportunity for them. Yeah, there's no fans, but how many times can these boys say they've played at big stadiums? They're playing at Anfield. It's knockout competition, FA Youth Cup, the long list of names that have won it and things like that. It's the only sort of thing I feel at 18s level where you immediately learn something. And I think these boys would have learned the importance of starting well, the importance of managing a game well, the importance of being switched on, the importance of, having to be humble and concede possession and change other things. These are great things, keeping your standards. We were 3-0 down at a point, all because of stupid mistakes, really and truly. So it is disappointing, but there's a lot of lessons to be learned. If you allow me to share my screen with you so you can see the notes, I can imagine you all watched it because it was live. Like I said, looking at us in the FA Youth Cup, throughout the whole game, people. But before they scored, I'd say Liverpool the stronger team. It's all in their half. But we did have half chances. Kyon Edwards had a chance early on. Brooke did some lovely bit of skill on the right-hand side. Kiddo tried the thing. They were on to Kiddo Taylor Hart like a rash. Miguel Aziz, couple nice passes. Obviously not enough. We're clearly missing several individuals. We're missing Amari Hutchinson. Patino's been injured. Would have loved to have had him here. But I think we were in it until they scored. I wouldn't say we was presenting problems. Like I said, they had the lion's share of possession. This Musialowski guy, Polish youth international, 17 years of age, is linked with Borussia Dortmund. He's not too long ago joined Liverpool. The man's a baller. Like, really, he shouldn't even be playing at under 18s level. He was probably my man of the match. He was he scored as well. He effed us up really for that last goal. He rubbed salt in our wounds, but that man is different class. He shouldn't be playing at this level, really and truly. He should be playing 23s, or I think in and amongst the first team. I think this guy's got a lot of potential. They're calling on Balaguiz. He's a baller. Shout out to James. He's a baller. Norris at left back as well. They're playing free at the back, and you can see like we're kind of getting eaten alive in the middle. It seems like they've got more men on the pitch than us. They're all over us. They have the lion's share of possession. There's moments where we're just about hanging in, it's heart and mouths defending and things like that and whatnot. And Liverpool are playing well. They're playing free at the back. You can see how high their fullbacks are, and we're playing into their game plan. And that's another lesson our young boys can learn. When you're playing against a team like this, what could you do? Obviously, there was numerous heart and mouth moments, last ditch defending where we're just about hanging on, and it did look like Liverpool were eventually going to score. Anyone that watched the game knew that it was going to be a case of that, people. Like I said, Liverpool's goal, it was good to sustain pressure from them. Initially, it breaks down. Long story short, it's kept alive. Balaguizi heads it back into a dangerous area. They keep going, and eventually they've pulled it into the back of the net. I don't feel we're creating enough. I did feel we reacted slightly going to go down, but I can't even lie, man. Sometimes you just have to sit up and recognize you're playing a better team, which was Liverpool. And you look at their squad, people, they've got numerous older, more experienced players to call upon than us. So again, it's lessons learned in the grand scheme of things. But they're killing us. Let's be real, they're killing us, people. And you can see it's going to look like a madness. We've gone 2-0 down because Miguel Aziz has conceded a penalty. Now, I've said this before. For Miguel Aziz to reach the next level, he's got the most improvements he needs to do. is defensively, because he gave away a penalty last year against Norwich. There's a couple of, he's done this on a couple of occasions, and I know you lot that watch my youth academy content, I've said this, you know, he's a good player. He's very much an Arsenal player. In the next 12 to 18 months, there's no reason why he can't play in the first team. But in terms of improvements, he's got to sense a bit of urgency. He's got to allow the game to run through him. Defensively, he's got to improve. You know, it's a stupid penalty. Like I said, you know, we're doing last ditch defending. We're just about hanging on and things. You know, we were sloppy defensively just before that pen. I think Jack-Henry Francis, who he's acquitting himself physically, but he's struggling technically in the game. He actually did well, and eventually, you know, that we've conceded a penalty. It is a penalty. They've converted it. We're 2-0 down. And again, the next goal at 2-0 down is crucial, people. Like I said, at 2-0 down, with the context of this game, we need to keep our heads up. You know, it did feel like we started to force things. It did feel like we're starting to neglect the basics. It did feel like we're trying to chase the game a bit. And this probably where this bunch of boys showed their age, really and truly, people. We just need to get back to basics, keep our head. If you can make it 2-1, there's a problem. Then we've got a problem for Liverpool. If they score, then it's a problem for us. 3-0 down again, people. That's just notes for me, people, because I actually want to watch the FA Youth. I want to rewatch the FA Youth Cup in relation to these teams you can see here, people. So that's of no relevance. But again, these boys are going to learn how you can't afford to lose the ball. You know, Jack-Henry Francis has lost the ball. They've counter-attacked us and they've cut us open, you know. It was it's like if they had a knife, it's like they just sliced us open with the most cleanest of blades. They've cut us open, you know, and you can see our boys are dejected and things, but we've really played into their hands. 3 stupid kind of mistakes. The first goal, fair play. 2 goals that have been handed to them, really. We need to keep our heads, people. We're not really doing anything. The next goal is crucial. It's just about saving face and playing for pride at this moment. Apart from Kiddo and Aziz having tame efforts, we ain't really done nothing at their goal. Liverpool have had nothing to do. Obviously, in the game, shout out to Miguel Aziz. You know, we won a penalty and he scored it and he done what he could to mash up the clean sheet, but it weren't enough. I did think it was a penalty. You know, was it Kyle Edwards that got brought down? I could be wrong. I can't even remember. That's one thing I can't remember in the game, people. But yeah, 3-1. It gives the illusion the game was closer than it was, but we were outclassed, people. And ending thoughts, we go again next year, man. You know, another year of experience. We go again, man. It's a good experience for these young boys. I'm always going to back us. I believe we can win it next year. Credit to Liverpool. You go on and do your thing, but we go again. I'm gutted because I think we could win this, could have won this competition. But ultimately, it's all a learning experience. And it's a rare game that these young players could see how vital it is to not make certain mistakes and how you make a task 10 times harder for yourselves. And there's a lot of lessons, especially for everybody, but especially for Miguel Aziz to go to the next level, because I really think he's going to touch Arsenal's first team. But to go to that next level and become an even better player, he needs to sense a bit of urgency and he needs to make a lot of improvements defensively. He can be a bit languid in that regard. It is what it is, man. You know, maybe a year from now with a bit more experience, we can do a thing. But in relation to this game, as I just said, people, you know, Arsenal 1, Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Please make sure you hit the like button and all of those sort of things. We go again, people. All we can do is get back on the road, deal with what we've got to deal with in terms of the league, and I'm out. Before I cut out, I'm going to leave you with a message from my sponsors, people. All links are in the description in relation to such. So yeah, people, like I said, Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. We go again next year. I'm out.